Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show, Red Pill Edition. And tonight's topic, watch out for men who are traitors. Watch out for men who are traitors. Now, I'm putting this topic out because most of us who are true red pill and true MGTOW men, we don't hate women. We just don't allow women in our spaces. We're basically using this philosophy to enhance our own lives because society has taught us to be a utility for women. Well, when we decide to pursue our own lives, that makes feminists nervous because feminism, again, is a political ideology that stems way back from the German philosopher Karl Marx. Again, MGTOW and Red Pill, their philosophies, and they embark knowledge on what you need to do to improve yourself as a man. Now, what disturbs me more than anything is when we have men out here who are basically utilizing the MGTOW name and the red pill name to make money. That's equivalent to crony capitalism. You see, when you are a red pill man or a MGTOW, you have standards. So, my fellow red pillars and MGTOW men, what we have to do is keep the foot on the pedal. You have to watch out for your own kind. And I'm talking about men who want to infiltrate the spaces of red pill and MGTOW men. Because all they're going to do is water it down. Some of them will try to take this philosophy mainstream. And when they do that, then they're going to go right out to the feminists. And what's going to happen, it's going to be watered down. And when I'm talking about it, I'm talking about the philosophy. You see, every man is not equipped to be red pill or MGTOW. But the men that we can help, we have to be able to trust them if they want to come into our spaces. Because what I'm seeing out here is a number of men who don't know their places. They've been estrogenized into thinking like women. And I've gone on sites like Reddit, and I've seen the ugly comments about red pill and MGTOW men, and some of the comments that are basically said about red pillars is that we're extremists like SJWs. Let me tell you something. The social justice warrior is the most delusional person when it comes to any type of philosophy or movement. The feminists are delusional. The feminists want traditionalism, but yet they want modernism at the same time. You see, what we do as MGTOW individuals, and I'm going to get more into this when I do Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We discuss as MGTOW and red pill men on how to make our lives better. And what we do, we teach men of like minds who want to travel the road of red pill and MGTOW. Now, red pill and MGTOW men, we do not hate women. We understand the woman's nature, and we're not going to put all of our time and resources into women because there are a number of women who are just a waste of time. They're not looking for love. They're looking for extraction of resources from men. This is why the family court system is in place, because it's set up by the government to take resources away from men. See, child support has nothing to do with the child. Child support is about giving that woman the money, because once she takes the money, she's going to decide where the money is going to be spent. But that's another topic. But when it comes to men, if you're not a red pill or MGTOW man, you will be found out, because there are a number of YouTube videos that I've seen and individuals who've been posing as red pill and MGTOW men have been throwing MGTOW and red pillars under the bus. Now, if you do that and you go back to that plantation and you integrate with these feminist women, let me tell you something. If you try to come back to the people you threw under the bus, nobody's going to be there waiting for you. Why? Because you're a traitor. And the biggest part of this war that's being fought, we always talk about the women. Heck, it's your own men. I mean, we're going against the white knights, the cucks, going against the simps, you name it. It's the men to whom we have to start exposing out here who don't like MGTOWs themselves. You have your incels, they're hiding under the name MGTOW. You're having people out here who want to use the acronym to make money, and they're pushing a narrative toward the mainstream level. So what is the mainstream going to do? They're going to dilute it, because the mainstream is ignorant themselves. They've always been biased. They love feminism and they love Marxism. But when it comes to men who are training in their own men so they can go back to the plantation to get validation by women, that's wrong. Men, we're supposed to bond and be brothers. Men, we have codes. We're logical. But it seems to me there are a number of men out here who are not logical. They think with their feelings so much. And some of these men out here don't like men. Because I've looked at many comments in social media, and the comments that I've seen aren't coming from women. We already know women's behavior. We already know women are going to reject the MGTOW movement. But women have used the MGTOW name so they can get views themselves, so they can attract these kinds of simps and cucks. And what these simps and cucks are going to do, they're going to take resources. Instead of supporting our channels, they're going to support these women's channels. So these women will get the views. And of course, women don't have to have good content at all. All they have to do is put a pretty face and a smile on the camera. And all you soy boys, you're going to get into that woman. And at the end of the day, you're going to have an empty pocket. But you guys out there who are infiltrating yourselves as MGTOWs and red pill men don't understand, when you throw your brothers under the bus, you hurt yourself. Because these feminists don't like you either. Once you go against their point of view, they're going to throw you under the bus as well, because they're looking at you as a man. What feminists want is gender supremacy. And they're doing it on the backs of men. And the men who are in power are simps and cucks, because these men are looking for validation from these women. And I'm talking about modern day women. But when it comes to men, when we deliver information, many of us want to help men, but we can't help men who are taking the information that we are giving to them, and they're trying to destroy a philosophy that's been created to help them. You see, on my channel, I don't have a Patreon account, and I never will have a Patreon account. What I do here on my channel, the information that I give out is free. I'm not interested in a Patreon account. What I'm interested in doing is helping a number of men out. Now, I'm not going to give names out of fake MGTOW and red pillars out there. Other MGTOWs have done that. And the traitorous men are the ones causing this uprising. And it's going to get worse for you fake MGTOWers and you fake red pillars. Because at the end of the day, yes, women do have their problems. And we expect women to have their problems. But it's the men who are shunning us. I mean, when you can take a philosophy that has been established for us to go about our own lives without being apologetic so we can enrich our own lives and live peaceful lives, and you utilize it for crony capitalism and you throw us under the bus, that makes you a traitor. And if you were in war and you became a traitor, you'd have a bullet in your head. So I'm telling all of the red pill men, the true red pill man and the true MGTOW man, or let's say men, pluralize it. Watch your content out there. Go to other sources. Because the people you need to watch out for are the people who look like you. That person that's next to you in combat, you think he wants to save your life? He has another agenda. He's trying to take your life. Because he really wants to be on a plantation. He's using the fact that he can't get women and projecting his anger by becoming a fake MGTOWer or a red pillar, or he's just using the acronym to make his own sort of income so he can please himself. Well, here's the bottom line. If you're doing that, why don't you give all of your subscribers the money back? You know, if you're a big man out there, you don't want to give that money back. Why? Because in essence, you utilized something that you want to take. And one thing to take from other men. One thing that I don't put up with is dishonesty. You see, we're here as red pill men and MGTOW men, and let's throw Ibmore in, to basically look out for men. And there's no mogul media giant that's going to look out for men. And the worst part is you got YouTube trying to take us down. So we have to find other alternatives so we can get our message out. Because a feminist runs YouTube. And they tie everything to algorithms. But at the end of the day, if when you throw your brother under the bus, you're going to get thrown under the bus eventually as well, because the law of averages will come back to haunt you, and that's known as karma. Now, I'm not naming names out here, but some of these individuals who consider themselves MGTOW and red pill, guys, if you're doing content, watch these individuals. Because these individuals are helping the Marxist feminists to take us down. And the last thing we want is for the philosophy to be destroyed. When it comes to any type of philosophy, there is a code of conduct that must be adhered. And one thing that should be in the code of conduct is you find out who the traitors are and you get the traitors out of the philosophy. Because to be honest with you, as much as we talk about women's behavior and women's nature, that's always going to be there. But it is the men who are hiding under these women so they can utilize what they aren't for themselves. And they're using MGTOW and red pill as manipulation so they can get on these women's channels because they really want these women. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting a woman. But when you start being traitorous to your own brothers, start being a faker, not a maker, that's problematic. And you will be dealt with. Because at the end of the day, red pill and MGTOW is going to continue to grow. Now, as a man, you can do what you want to do. But all of you out there who are faking it to make it, you're going to get caught. And it's going to be harsh. Because once you get thrown onto that plantation again, you're going to be subservient to feminist Marxism. And when that happens, again, there's going to be nowhere for you to run. Because the people you infiltrated, you stabbed in the back. And they remember it. And see, I said in previous videos, when you travel that road alone, it is hard. But it's also easy. It's easy when you have people supporting you. But you have to be consistent. You have to be loyal, trustworthy. But when you're not loyal, you're going to be found out. So I'm saying to all the red pill and MGTOW people, the true red pill people and the true MGTOW people, be careful who you allow on your channel. You all are doing great content. Brother Elite, Hammerhand, Undead Chronic, Guy King, and you have quite a few other people. Continue to be passionate. Just put your foot on that pedal and keep educating. Because as men, we are all we have. The system doesn't care about us. And when you have men who are utilizing this movement for their own selfish gain, that means they don't care about us either. And when you can't trust your own brother, that's going to cause dysfunction. See, we're like a family here. You can't have everybody to come into the family because they're going to destroy it. And that's what they're trying to do. And once you let stragglers in, they're going to water down the philosophy. Because a number of them, they don't want to be part of the family. They want to benefit from the family. So at the end of the day, there's a real red pill man and a real MGTOW man. Continue to put out the fantastic content. I'm learning a lot from you all. And I'm not a full-blown MGTOW. But I understand the philosophy. I'm a red pill man. I like being red pill. But I understand the truth. But I also understand that there are men out here who are trying to take advantage of the philosophy for personal gain. I call it crony capitalism. Men, we have to fight every angle. We have to fight feminism, and we also have to fight our own men. And it's troublesome to see men who could benefit from this philosophy utilize it for something that's not going to help the philosophy, but destroy the philosophy, water down the philosophy. So what I'm going to say to everybody out here who's making MGTOW content, make sure you support people who are consistent. If you get an inkling of suspicion, leave that channel alone. Don't donate to that channel. And again, for all you fake MGTOW and red pill men, you really want to be true men, you give that money back to your subscribers. Because they were looking to you to teach them something. But you pulled the feet from under them because you're cowards. And the last thing I want from any man is to stab me in the back or any other true MGTOW in the back. We men have gone through enough dealing with women. We shouldn't have to come back and look at our own brother and despise him too. Because at the end of the day, you're going to hurt the philosophy. This is a philosophy that's going to continue to grow. But we need the right people in this philosophy to continue to learn. This is about self-awareness. It's not about making money. Men have been brutalized by the system. And the number of you cucks and simps who are posing as MGTOWs and red pill men, I don't understand why you don't see that. But your time is coming. Because you're going to wish you hadn't taken people's money. You're going to wish you hadn't been dishonest to this philosophy. And you're going to wish you hadn't thrown your brothers under the bus. Because, see, when you travel that road alone, when I say it is hard, it is very hard when you have no support. And when you do it alone, with no resources, you just remember the day you threw your brothers under the bus because you wanted to use the acronym for your own personal gain, a selfish gain at that. And you remember the day you went on some of these women's channels telling them how beautiful they are. Because in the end, traitors will always lose. Now, MGTOW and Red Pill, we have to remain strong and we have to be vigilant. Because at the end of the day, we're looking for our own salvation. We're not looking to support anybody else. So part of looking for our own salvation means we have to eliminate people who want to infiltrate this philosophy for their own personal gain. Because when it comes to self-awareness, self-satisfaction, being red pill and MGTOW is going to be the road you have to travel. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. If you like what I presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, my name is Leon Jones. I'm out.